Hi guys, I'm going to provide you with some information for the Individual Guided Video Assessment number 2A for hopping. So this tutorial will help you make your way through the assignment and will provide specific examples that we can use before you actually start the assignment. So the purpose of this assignment is to examine developmental changes in locomotor skills that were discussed in Chapter 5. Each of the skills are broken down with respect to the developmental level for the leg or arm action. These component actions may develop at similar or different rates. For example, an individual may show the same pattern of changes across the developmental stages for both the leg and arm actions. So for example, both arm and leg action progress from stage 1, then stage 2, and then stage 3 together. Or they also progress at different stages. For example, the leg stage might go from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3 before the arm action even changes from stage 1 to stage 2. In this assignment, you will learn to categorize the developmental stages or levels for the component actions of the legs and arms for hopping. To do this, you'll view hoppers 3, 4, 15, and 17 on the lab activity 5.3 for the web study guide. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sign into the Human Kinetics website, and we're going to go to My eProducts, and then we're going to click on the web study guide for the lifespan motor development, and we're going to go look at lab activity 5.3. So we're going to go to chapter 5, and we're going to go to lab activity 5.3. And you could ignore the instructions and introduction that's provided in here, and we can go ahead and get started. The first thing we want to do is make sure that we have downloaded figure 518 and have that available and ready to see. So let me make sure it's up here. So 518 has two parts. The first part is the leg action, which is broken down into 4 steps. And it's a decision tree to help us evaluate what stage or step leg action is for each of the different hoppers. And then we have figure 518b, and this is the same decision tree for the arm action. So to help us understand if the arm action is in step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, or step 5. The good news is that we have 2 guided assessments that we can look at to get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the images on the side, and I'm going to make it so that I can see the guided assessment videos as well as the decision tree. So we'll start with the leg action. We'll watch the leg action first. So let me make this a little bit smaller so you can watch it. Perfect. And then we do the same thing for the arm action so it's easy for us to see. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and watch the guided hopper number 1. And we're going to watch the video, and while we're watching the video, we're going to start focusing on the leg action for hopping first. So let's watch what happens here. So the first question in the observation plan here is the swing leg active? And we're watching it from the side view. So let's first answer that question. So let's watch this. So you can see that the swing leg is very active. It's bouncing forwards and backwards. And so now we can go, and we know that it's a yes for this. And now we can ask is, does the swing leg swing behind the support leg? And so what we're looking for there is, does the knee of the swing leg go in front? Yes. And fully behind the back leg or the standing leg. And that's not actually the case. You can see that for the most part, the swing leg stays in the front of the leg. And then in addition, we want to watch to see the support leg. And so does the weight switch from the ball of the support foot before extension, and what's the degree of extension that we see? So we do see that there is extension on the support leg. And so when we look at, we see projection and takeoff of the standing leg or the support leg. And we want to know if the swing leg leads or lags. So I think that for this one, because the swing leg is not fully behind the support leg when it swings backwards, meaning that the knee does not come all the way behind the support leg, you can see it mostly stays in front. This person is probably in level 3 for the leg action. Okay, so I'll just make a note that hopper 1 is in level 3 of leg action. Now let's watch the video again, and then we'll focus on the arm action this time. So the first question that we want to ask is, watch from the side, and is the arm action bilateral, meaning both arms, or opposing, meaning that the two arms are in opposition to the legs? So let's see what happens here. So when we look at the arms are actually moving together. So in this case, it looks like it's bilateral. Second question is, do the arms pump up or wing? And so it looks like the arms are pumping up to generate a little bit of force. So I would consider this to be bilateral assist, or step 3. So far we see that for leg action, we're in step 3. And then for arm action, we're also in step 3. So I would just take note of that. And now we can go ahead and answer some of the questions to help us make sure that we're on the right track. So the first thing is, hopper 1 moves his non-support leg throughout the hop. This helps him generate. So we have to move accuracy, force, or stability so that he can hop faster and faster. And so the correct answer here would be force. Okay, so now again, we talked about the leg action. So in this case, the swing leg was active, it was pumping. So we hit yes, we submit to see if it's correct. So that one's correct. And then the next one is, does a swing leg swing behind the support leg? And in this case, not really. It mostly stayed in front of the support leg. Let's see if we got this one correct. Good. So let's go to the next one. The arms move in the same direction, meaning both arms together, or in opposite directions. And as we said, it looks like they're both moving at the same time. So let's see if that one's correct. Good. And then, are the arms noticeably active? And I do think they are. I think they're helping to generate force. So let's see what it says here. So that's correct. And then the next one is, do the arms pump up or down, or do they swing? And what they mean by swing is if they're moving more in a horizontal direction than a vertical direction. So it actually looks like they were pumping. And let's see if that's correct. And that's correct. So they are in bilateral assist, which is what we were talking about before. Good. So now what you can do is you can watch the guided video assessment for hopper 2. Again, pay attention to figure 518 for the leg action first. Make notes in terms of what you think the leg action is, and then watch the video again in terms of arm action. Then you can go through the guided assessment and see if you're correct, just to check your answers. When you feel pretty good about doing the guided assessment, then you're going to go to the non-guided hoppers, number 13 through 17. And again, for this assignment, you're going to look at hoppers 3, 4, 15, and 17. So again, before you start the quiz, go ahead and watch those different hoppers. Make a note as to which step they are in terms of the observation plan for leg action and for arm action. And then once you have those notes in place, you can go ahead and begin the quiz. Again, I would have the lab assessment and the videos up, as well as the observation plans, and then have the quiz questions up on a separate screen or somewhere else. That way you can always refer back to the actual videos themselves while you're taking the quiz. Remember that the quiz is timed for 30 minutes, so it's very important that you're really quick and you already have your observations made, and you're only going back to the video and the observation plans and your notes to make sure that you're on the correct track. If you have any questions, please email me as soon as possible. I'm happy to help you work through that hopper 1 again, or one of the hoppers that we don't have to evaluate for this quiz. And that way you can get a little bit more information as to whether or not you're on the right track for evaluating the leg or arm action. Okay, good luck, guys.